Have you ever felt the night whisper to you? The soft rustle of leaves, the faint ring of a bell in the breeze, the flicker of light that disappears when you turn your head. What if I told you those whispers belong to a world hidden right beside ours, a world of fairies? Tonight, I'll take you through a secret doorway into their enchanted kingdom, where rivers flow toward the stars, trees sing lullabies, and magic lives in every breath. Stay with me, because once you hear their story, you may never look at the night the same way again. Close your eyes for a moment and listen carefully. The night has a language of its own, a secret rhythm that only reveals itself when the world grows quiet. At first, you hear the obvious sounds, the soft chirping of crickets, the distant call of an owl, and the gentle sigh of wind brushing against the trees. But then, if you listen more deeply, beneath these familiar notes, you begin to notice something else, something lighter, softer, almost like the delicate ringing of a tiny bell carried on the breeze. That sound is not of this world. It is the whisper of wings so small and quick that they vanish before your eyes can follow. It is the laughter of voices so gentle, they slip between the leaves like silver threads. It is the call of the fairies, who come alive when humans finally fall silent. For centuries, stories have been told about them. Some believe the fairies are no more than myths, pretty tales spun to pass the time. But those who have wandered too far into the woods at night, those who have stood still long enough under the silver light of the moon, will tell you that the fairies are real. They live just out of sight, behind the veil of ordinary life, hidden in plain view, waiting for someone with imagination strong enough to see them. If you've ever felt as though the wind carried a secret, or if you've seen the way moonlight makes the grass glow brighter than it should, then perhaps you've already brushed against their world. Fairies are not loud or boastful. They are quiet, subtle, choosing only those moments when the human heart is soft enough to notice their presence. On this night, the air feels different. The stars above seem to shine more clearly, each one flickering like a watchful eye. The forest holds its breath, as though something magical is about to happen. The shadows lengthen, stretching across the ground like soft velvet curtains, and in that space between light and darkness, the fairies stir. You might imagine them as tiny creatures with delicate wings. And yes, some are exactly that. But others are harder to describe. Spirits of water that shimmer like liquid light. Guardians of trees whose bodies blend perfectly into bark and leaves, and beings of pure starlight that drift like glowing embers across the night sky. The fairy world is not limited to one shape, one color, or one sound. It is a collection of wonders, each tied to the pulse of nature itself. And though they remain hidden from most, tonight, you are being invited to step closer. The fairies have opened their gates for you, not because they must, but because they have chosen you. Perhaps it is your curiosity, your willingness to believe, or the simple fact that your heart is still awake to the magic of the world. Whatever the reason, they are near, and their whispers are growing louder. Feel the stillness now. Imagine standing at the edge of a meadow, the grass swaying gently in the cool night air. Above, the moon casts its silver light, painting the earth in soft shadows. Suddenly, the breeze shifts. It carries a fragrance you cannot quite place, sweet like wildflowers, yet sharp like morning dew. It tickles your senses and fills you with a quiet energy. This is how the fairies announce their presence, not with a shout, but with a feeling, a change in the air that tells you something extraordinary is near. In the corner of your eye, there's movement. A flicker of light, no larger than a spark, dances between the tall blades of grass. When you turn, it vanishes leaving behind only the memory of its glow. But then another appears, and another, until the meadow glimmers with tiny sparks. Are they fireflies? No, their light is too steady, too enchanting, too deliberate. These are fairy lights, the first signs that the hidden world is preparing to reveal itself. As you breathe deeply, letting the night wash over you, you begin to sense the truth. The fairies have always been here. They live in the quiet spaces between moments, in the hush after laughter, in the pause before dawn. And tonight, they have chosen to draw back the curtain, to let you see what so few have ever seen. The whisper in the night is no longer faint. It surrounds you now, a chorus of delicate sounds, bells, wings, laughter, and the heartbeat of the earth itself. You are no longer just a visitor in the human world. You are standing on the threshold of theirs. Imagine yourself wandering through a quiet garden at twilight. The day is ending, but the night has not yet fully arrived. The world hangs in that fragile moment where the golden glow of the sun meets the cool silver of the moon. The air feels still, almost as if time itself has slowed down to catch its breath. Around you, the garden seems ordinary at first. Roses bend their heads with the weight of evening dew. Ivy curls lazily up the stone walls, and the fragrance of lavender drifts gently through the air. The path beneath your feet is lined with smooth pebbles, still warm from the day's sun, yet cooling quickly with the fall of night. The world seems simple, familiar, and safe. But tonight, something feels different. You pause near the oldest tree in the garden, an oak whose branches stretch wide, sheltering the earth beneath it like a wise guardian. Its bark is thick and rough, its roots twisting into the ground like veins carrying secrets deep into the earth. As you stand there, you notice a shimmer at its base, no larger than a drop of water reflecting the last rays of light. At first, you think it must be dew or perhaps a trick of your tired eyes. But when you blink, it doesn't vanish. Instead, it grows brighter, glowing with a faint silver blue light that seems to breathe with the rhythm of the earth itself. Curiosity draws you closer. With every step, the shimmer widens until you can clearly see that it is no mere reflection. It is a doorway, small, delicate, and alive. It is not built of wood or stone, but of light itself, woven into a frame no taller than your hand. It flickers gently, as though testing you, waiting to see if you will believe what is before your eyes. You lean down, and the air around the doorway shifts. It feels cooler here, sharper, yet strangely sweet, as though the scent of wildflowers has been mixed with the freshness of rain. A tingling warmth spreads across your skin, and in that instant, you know without doubt that this is no ordinary opening. This is a portal to something greater, something hidden, something magical. The garden around you begins to transform. The colors deepen, the greens of the grass glow richer, the purples of the flowers darken into velvety shades, and the stars above seem to multiply, filling the sky with 1,000 tiny lanterns. You take a single step closer, and the ground feels softer, as though it is urging you forward. Finally, with a gentle breath, you step through the doorway. In that moment, the world you know falls away like a forgotten dream. The garden behind you fades into shadows, and before you spreads a new landscape, vast and luminous. The flowers here are taller than you, their petals glistening as though sprinkled with starlight. The grass shimmers faintly with every movement, glowing like crystal under the moon. Above, the sky is no longer simply black. It is alive with swirling hues of silver and violet, and the moon glows brighter than you've ever seen, bathing the land in soft, otherworldly light. You realize that you have crossed into a hidden realm, the world of the fairies. It is not loud or overwhelming, but quiet and breathtaking, as if every detail has been painted with care to soothe the soul. The air hums with energy, and every breath you take feels lighter, calmer, filled with wonder. You have entered their secret land, a place that exists beside your own but is rarely seen. Here, magic is not a trick, it is the language of the earth itself. And now, for the first time, you are standing within it. At first, the new world feels silent, as though it is holding its breath, waiting for you to take it all in. Then, from the corner of your vision, you notice movement, something small, swift, and shimmering. A glimmer of light darts past you, leaving a trail like the sparkle of a falling star. Another follows, and then another, until you find yourself surrounded by delicate flickers of glowing radiance. Slowly, the lights draw closer, and their forms come into focus. They are not fireflies, nor are they tricks of your imagination. They are fairies. The first fairy hovers before you, smaller than a sparrow, yet brighter than any jewel you have ever seen. Her wings glisten like stained glass touched by the sun, shifting in color with every movement: ruby red, sapphire blue, emerald green, and golden yellow. Her laughter is soft and musical, like the faint ringing of crystal bells carried on the breeze. She tilts her head, studying you with eyes that sparkle like dew. As if reassured by your calm presence, more fairies emerge. They appear from behind glowing mushrooms, from the petals of oversized flowers, and even from the ripples of a nearby stream. Each one is different, yet each is beautiful in a way that feels beyond words. Some wear gowns woven from flower petals and spider silk, shimmering with drops of morning dew. Others wear cloaks of moss and bark, blending seamlessly with the forest around them. Their wings are all unique, some patterned like butterflies, others long and delicate like dragonflies, and a few so transparent they seem like shifting light itself. They greet you not with words, but with gestures. One bows gently, her wings fluttering like a heartbeat. Another floats near your hand and leaves a trail of glowing dust in the air. You feel no fear, only wonder. Their presence is calming, as though you have stepped into a dream where everything is gentle and kind. From the group, one fairy steps forward. She is taller than the rest, still tiny compared to you, but clearly their leader. Her wings shimmer more brightly than moonlight, and her gown sparkles as though it has been stitched with stars. When she speaks, her voice is clear, soft, and warm, as though every syllable carries both kindness and authority. Few humans walk this path, she says, her words flowing like a melody. Our world is hidden for a reason. It is fragile, delicate, and must be protected. But tonight, you have been allowed to see it. You are here because you still believe, because your heart has not forgotten the magic that lives in the quiet places of the world. Her words settle over you like a blessing, and you realize the truth. The fairies are not just charming creatures of stories. They are guardians, protectors of balance, caretakers of the rivers, the trees, the flowers, and the stars. They do not live apart from nature. They are nature itself, given form and light. One by one, the fairies begin to share small gifts of their world. A fairy places a glowing petal in your palm that hums softly like a lullaby. Another leads you to a flower that opens only at your touch, releasing a fragrance sweeter than anything you've known. You laugh softly, the sound blending with their gentle voices, and in that moment you feel part of something larger, something eternal. The leader fairy smiles. You are welcome here, traveler. But remember, This place is not just for your eyes. It is for your heart. Carry respect for the world you came from, and you will always find us, hidden in the whisper of leaves, the sparkle of streams, and the laughter of the wind. And with that, the fairies circle around you, their wings creating a soft breeze, their lights weaving together into a radiant dance. It feels as though the entire world has become a lullaby, and you are drifting deeper into its embrace. The fairies beckon you forward, and you follow them deeper into their hidden world. Every step feels like a journey into a dream, familiar, yet unlike anything you have ever seen. The ground beneath your feet glows faintly, as though the earth itself has stored moonlight and now releases it gently with each step you take. The air hums with quiet music, a harmony created by the rustle of leaves, the song of distant streams, and the wings of the fairies as they move around you. The first wonder you encounter is a bridge, delicate, impossibly thin, yet strong enough to carry you. It stretches across a sparkling stream, not made of wood or stone, but of threads spun by giant spiders of the fairy realm. The threads gleam like silver under the moon, each one glowing softly as though it holds a tiny star inside. As you walk across, the bridge hums, vibrating with a low and gentle note, as if the web itself is alive and singing to you. On the other side, you find a meadow unlike any you've known. Mushrooms rise tall as trees, their caps glowing with warm, golden light. When the wind brushes past them, they hum like flutes, each one playing a different tone. The sound is soft, soothing, and blends into a symphony that seems designed to calm even the most restless heart. You pause, listening, and feel a wave of peace wash over you. Above the meadow, fireflies swirl in elegant patterns, but these are no ordinary fireflies. Their light shifts into shapes, flowers, animals, even stars. They weave glowing constellations in the air, sketching stories of the past across the night sky. The fairies watch proudly, explaining that these lights carry their history, passed down not in books, but in living patterns of light. The fairies lead you onward, to a waterfall unlike any found in the human world. Instead of rushing downward, its crystal clear waters flow upward, defying gravity, climbing toward the heavens. Droplets sparkle like diamonds as they rise, scattering into mist that shimmers with rainbows. You reach out your hand, and the mist cools your skin, leaving behind a faint glow that lingers for a moment before fading. This water, a fairy whispers, is the breath of stars. It feeds the sky. As you continue, you notice the creatures of this world. A fox with silver fur darts across your path, its eyes glowing with warmth and intelligence. An owl glides above, its wings golden, silent yet majestic. Butterflies the size of your hand drift lazily in the air, their wings catching the moonlight and scattering it like jewels. Each creature seems to carry a piece of magic within it, not separate from the land, but woven into its very fabric. The trees themselves are alive in a way you have never imagined. Their branches bend slightly as you pass, as though greeting you. Their leaves whisper lullabies, soft songs in a language older than time. One tree, ancient and towering, lowers a branch near your shoulder. When you touch it, you feel a deep vibration, slow, steady, like the heartbeat of the earth. It fills you with warmth, grounding you, reminding you that you are part of something vast and eternal. The fairies explain that everything here thrives because it is hidden. Their world is untouched by greed, by noise, by the rushing footsteps of those who would not understand. Here, balance is sacred. The rivers, the trees, the stars. All listen to one another, all share their gifts freely, and all are protected by the guardians who live in secret. As you walk further, you realize the truth. This is not just a place. It is a harmony, a living song where every creature, every plant, every drop of water plays a part. The wonders of this hidden kingdom are not only to be seen, but to be felt, to be remembered in the heart long after the eyes close. And with each step, you feel yourself becoming part of that harmony, carried gently deeper into the embrace of this magical world. The night in the fairy kingdom feels endless, as though time itself has slowed just for you. You walk among wonders that only a dream could hold. Rising waterfalls, glowing meadows, and the laughter of fairies dancing like sparks of light in the sky. You wish to stay forever, to remain in this enchanted world where every breath is calm and every sound is music. But slowly, you begin to notice the stars above changing. One by one, they begin to fade, not in darkness, but in brightness, as if dawn is softly calling the night to rest. The fairies notice too. Their wings flutter more gently, their songs soften, and their glow dims ever so slightly. The leader of the fairies, the one who first spoke to you, drifts closer. Her wings catch the last strong beam of moonlight, glowing like liquid silver. "It is time," she says kindly, her voice carrying no sadness, only wisdom. "No human can remain in our realm forever. The magic of this place is a gift, but it is also delicate. If you stayed too long, the balance would fade. A part of you feels heavy with disappointment, yet another part understands. This world is not meant to be taken or owned. It is meant to be cherished, like a secret melody that plays only for those who listen carefully." You nod quietly, accepting what must be. The fairy leader lifts her tiny hands and, with a shimmer of light, reveals something small resting in her palms. She floats closer until she hovers just before you. "Take this," she whispers. "It is our farewell gift." She places a tiny crystal in your hand. It is no larger than a teardrop, smooth and glowing softly with an inner light that shifts between silver and gold. As soon as it touches your skin, warmth spreads through your fingers, up your arm, and into your chest. The crystal doesn't just shine. It hums, carrying a gentle rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. "This is not magic you can use," she explains, her eyes sparkling with kindness. "It is magic you can feel. Whenever you look at the moon, this light will remind you of us. Whenever you listen to the wind in the trees, you will hear our voices. And whenever your heart grows heavy, this gift will remind you that wonder still lives in the world." The other fairies gather around you, circling gently, their wings creating a soft breeze that brushes against your face. They laugh softly, not in mockery, but in joy, as though celebrating the moment you shared with them. One touches your shoulder lightly, leaving behind a sparkle that fades into your clothes. Another brushes against your hair, scattering glowing dust that feels like the softest snow. They are saying goodbye in their own way, wrapping you in blessings before you return to your world. Slowly, the garden begins to reappear around you. The towering mushrooms, the singing trees, the silver fox, all dissolve into a blur of light, fading back into memory. The meadow of crystals narrows into the small patch of grass by the oak tree. The spider silk bridge becomes nothing more than shadow. And then, with a gentle blink, you are once again standing in the quiet human garden under the early morning sky. The oak tree looms silently behind you, the shimmer at its base now gone, as if it never existed. Yet you know the truth. The crystal in your hand still glows faintly, proof of the journey you have taken. The air feels sweeter, the stars above kinder, and the world around you no longer seems quite so ordinary. You take a deep breath, lying down on the soft grass, your eyes growing heavier with each passing moment. The fairies may have hidden themselves once more, but their gift remains within you. They are not gone. They live in the laughter of streams, in the whisper of leaves, in the soft glow of the moonlight. And as you close your eyes, drifting into gentle sleep, you hear them one last time. The faint ring of silver bells, the flutter of tiny wings, and the warm reminder that magic is never far away. Crescent moon sparkles, and so, as the fairies fade back into their hidden world, their magic remains in your heart. If this journey brought you peace, wonder, or helped you drift closer to sleep, I'd love for you to join me again. Please remember to like this video, share it with someone who loves stories, and subscribe to the channel for more bedtime adventures. Sweet dreams, and may the whispers of magic stay with you always.